Hey, welcome to Book Voice Club, the place where stories inspire and ideas transform lives. Picture this, it's 5 years from now. You wake up, check your bank account, and it's the same old story. Barely enough to cover the bills, the same stress gnawing at you, the same dreams you've been chasing but never catching. Does that scare you? It should. Because if nothing changes today, that could be your tomorrow. But here's the good news. You're here, listening to this, and that means you're ready for something different. This isn't just another audio, it's a roadmap to rewrite your financial future. Today, we're diving deep into the secrets of money. Secrets the rich use to stay rich, secrets the poor never learn. This is about more than just earning a paycheck. It's about mastering money, shifting your mindset, and building a life of freedom. Over the next 30 minutes, I'll walk you through 7 powerful chapters, each one a stepping stone to financial independence. So grab a coffee, a notebook, or just sit back and listen, because by the end, you'll have the tools to stop chasing money and start making it work for you. Let's jump in. Chapter 1. Make money your servant, not your master. 5 to 6 minutes. Let's start with a hard truth. Most of us are slaves to money. Think about your life right now. Are you waking up every day, dragging yourself to work, just to keep the lights on? Are you counting pennies at the end of the month, wondering where it all went? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. But here's the difference between you and the rich. They don't let money rule their lives, they rule it. Imagine money as a loyal servant. It's there to make your life easier, to open doors, to build your dreams, not to chain you to a desk or drown you in stress. So how do you flip the script? It starts with control. The rich don't wait for leftovers to save, they prioritize themselves first. Take your monthly income, say it's $1,000. Before you pay a single bill, before you buy that extra coffee, take 10%, just $100, and put it aside. That's your seed for freedom. Let me tell you about Priya, a single mom I read about in a book once. She earned a modest salary, barely scraping by. But one day, she decided, I'm done being broke. She started small, saved $20 a month, then $50. She put it into a low-risk fund she learned about online. 5 years later, that small habit turned into a $5,000 nest egg. It wasn't magic, it was discipline. Money stopped being her master and became her tool. Here's your action step. Next paycheck, pay yourself first. Save something, anything, and watch how it shifts your mindset. You're not just surviving anymore, you're building. The rich know this. Money you control today becomes the foundation for tomorrow's wealth. Chapter 2. Think like the rich. 5 to 6 minutes. Now, let's talk about your mind. You can work 80 hours a week, but if your thinking stays poor, you'll never get rich. Wealth isn't just about what's in your wallet, it's about what's in your head. The poor say, I can't afford it. The rich ask, how can I afford it? That's the game changer. Think about 2 friends, Samir and Rohan. Samir grew up believing money was a struggle. Every rupee earned was a battle. He got a decent job, but he spent it all on rent, gadgets, and weekends out. Rohan. He grew up curious. He'd ask, how do millionaires think? He read books, watched videos, like this one, and learned that the rich don't hoard cash, they grow it. Samir's still stuck in the same cycle. Rohan's now running a side business bringing in double his old salary. What's the difference? Mindset. The rich see money as a seed. Plant it wisely, through investments, skills, or opportunities, and it grows. The poor see it as a candy bar. Eat it now, enjoy the moment, and tomorrow's empty. So, how do you start thinking rich? First, stop fearing risk. Yes, it's scary to invest $50 in a stock or a course, but what's scarier? Staying broke forever. Second, focus on growth. Every dollar you earn has potential. Don't let it die in your bank account. Here's a challenge. Next time you think, I can't, flip it. Ask, how can I? Write down one idea to make or save an extra $10 this week. That shift in thinking. It's the first brick in your wealth foundation. Chapter 3. Invest a part of every earning. 5 to 6 minutes. All right, you've got the mindset. Now let's put it to work. Earning money is great, but if you don't grow it, you're just running on a treadmill, moving but going nowhere. The rich don't just stack cash under their mattress, they invest it. Imagine you earn $500 a month. Most people spend it all: groceries, rent, a night out. By the 30th, they're broke again. Now imagine taking $50, just 10%, and investing it. Maybe in a mutual fund, a stock, or even a small online course to learn a skill. In a year, that's $600. In 5 years, with decent returns, it could be $4,000 or more. That's money working for you while you sleep. Let me paint a picture. Meet Alex, a guy I came across in a finance book. He started with $10 a month. Peanuts, right? He put it into a low-cost index fund. 10 years later, that tiny habit grew to $2,500. He didn't win the lottery. He just started early. The lesson: time is your best friend in investing. The longer your money sits, the harder it works. Not sure where to start? Google beginner investment options, stocks, mutual funds, even a savings account with interest. Pick one, start small. If you've got $5, use it. The point isn't the amount, it's the habit. Rich people don't wait to have enough to invest, they invest to have enough. Chapter 4. Control spending, unlock freedom. 5 to 6 minutes. Here's a myth: if I earn more, I'll be rich. Wrong. I've seen people double their income and still end up broke. Why? They don't control their spending. Wealth isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Think about your last splurge. A new phone, a fancy dinner. Felt good, right? But a month later, where's that money? Gone. The rich don't chase fleeting thrills, they chase freedom. They know the difference between needs and wants. A need is food on the table. A want is the $100 sneakers when your old ones still work. Let's talk about Sarah. She earned $2,000 a month but lived paycheck to paycheck. New clothes, takeout, subscriptions she barely used. One day, she tracked her spending and was shocked. $500 on stuff she didn't need. She cut back, saved $200 a month, and in a year had $2,400, enough for an emergency fund. That's freedom, not worrying when the car breaks down. Here's how you start. For 1 week, write down every penny you spend. Then ask, did this make my life better, or just my Instagram feed? Save first, spend later. The rich don't live to impress, they live to build. You can too. Chapter 5. Avoid shortcuts, embrace patience. 4 to 5 minutes. Raise your hand if you've ever dreamed of getting rich quick. We all have. But here's the cold truth. Shortcuts to wealth are usually traps. Lotteries, get-rich-quick schemes, crypto scams. 99% of the time, they leave you poorer. The rich play a different game, slow and steady. They know wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Take Warren Buffett. He didn't become a billionaire overnight. He started investing as a kid, stuck to his plan, and let time do the heavy lifting. Compare that to someone who dumps their savings into a guaranteed scheme and loses it all. Who wins? I'll never forget a story about a guy named Mike. He saw an ad, double your money in 30 days. He threw in $1,000. A month later, the company vanished, and so did his cash. If he'd invested that $1,000 in a solid fund, he'd have $1,500 today. Not millions, but real growth. Your takeaway: be patient. Research before you risk. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Wealth comes from smart moves over time, not chasing fairy tales. Chapter 6. Manage money, master life. 5 to 6 minutes. Let's get real. Earning money is only half the battle. If you can't manage it, you'll lose it. I've seen people make 6 figures and still cry about debt. Why? They don't know how to handle what they have. Managing money isn't sexy. It's budgets, tracking, saying no to impulse buys. But it's powerful. Imagine this. Your paycheck hits. Day 1, you allocate 20% to savings, 50% to essentials, 30% to fun. You stick to it. 6 months later, you've got a cushion, maybe $1,000. A year later, it's $2,000. That's peace of mind. Contrast that with John. He earned well but spent wildly. Cars, vacations, no plan. Then his job cut hours. He had nothing to fall back on. Stress took over. The rich avoid that trap. They budget like pros, save like warriors, invest like visionaries. Start small. Use a free app to track your spending. Set a goal. Save $50 this month. Build an emergency fund. Money you manage today is the key to a life you control tomorrow. Chapter 7. Spread your earnings across streams. 5 to 6 minutes. Last stop. Diversification. If all your money's in one place, say, a job or a single stock, you're on shaky ground. The rich spread it out. They've got income from jobs, investments, side hustles, rentals.
Why?
If one fails, the others hold them up. Think of it like a farmer. He doesn't plant one crop. If it dies, he's done. He plants rice, wheat, corn. Some fail, some thrive. He eats either way. Your money's the same. Don't rely on one paycheck. Invest in stocks, learn a skill for freelance work, buy a rental if you can. Take Lisa. She had a 9-to-5, but she started selling handmade crafts online. Then she put $200 into a stock. Her job slowed down, but her side gig and dividends kept her afloat. She's not a millionaire yet, but she's secure. Your move: list 3 ways to diversify. Maybe a savings account, a small investment, a hobby you can monetize. Start with 1. The more streams you build, the closer you are to freedom. Outro, call to action and wrap up, 2 to 3 minutes. Wow, we've covered a lot. 7 chapters, 7 secrets to turn money from a burden into a blessing. This is Book Voice Club, where knowledge meets action. You've learned to control money, think rich, invest smart, spend wisely, avoid traps, manage well, and diversify. But here's the catch. None of this works unless you start. So, what's your next step? Save $5 today? Cut one unnecessary expense? Share this audio with a friend who needs it? Drop a comment. Tell me your biggest takeaway. And if you loved this, hit subscribe, because every week, we bring you ideas to grow, learn, and live better. Thanks for spending this time with me. Keep dreaming big, but start acting now. See you in the next one.